Hello everybody, happy Chinese New Year. I got a wonderful request this morning about what spiritual messages your guides are trying to get to you, and also what spiritual gifts you may have or you're currently experiencing or you're going to absorb or learn over the next coming months or so, because some people have just had hints and taps of certain kinds of gifts that they're starting to explore, whether it's clairaudience, clairvoyance. A lot of people, they're empaths naturally, but they're starting to really be able to feel other people's emotions even more. So there's a lot of closely honed skills that are starting to come to the surface. And I feel like when we understand we can break any conventional boundaries where people think, oh, that's impossible or this is impossible. Every single day I see or experience something quite miraculous. So I'm not in doubt in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. So I want to do a 3-card pick, and I'm outside today, and I'll do a quick zoom around at the end so you can see the weather. It's almost 60 degrees. Your first choice is Thecla, the prophetess of true power. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. And because I'm out in nature, this is my cauldron in my backyard. I'll show you it after. I did it on Instagram if you guys want to go see me at Sparkrist11. And because I'm outside, you'll hear my son trying to go through every possible thing out here as well. So yeah, this cauldron is really cool. It's filled with all kinds of driftwood, dry wood, and I'm actually sitting on my tree that I used to film in front of is actually the bench here now. So that's number 1. And number 2 is Dakini, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Very cool. And number 3, because there'll be some natural wind too. It's like I'm trying to wedge them in here. Number 3 is Freya, the goddess of discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it is a holy hell yes. That's definitely my choice right now as well. Like, I experienced something very unique this morning. I slept in such a sound sleep. It was almost like those strange paralytic sleeps you hear about. Like, my phone was ringing. I simply could not move to get it. I just needed to power nap. Yesterday I had like just a lot of downloads, and then I had emotional episodes where I just cried because I could feel all the love people were searching for and information when I was going through my comments. It was very lovely and touching. It was nothing negative whatsoever, but sometimes I feel that you all are so deserving of love and contentment that I just wish it for you. And I don't want to get the impatience that pushes it back as well for you when I'm like, where's their love? Where's their gifts? Everybody puts stuff on a platter, because some of you are putting the work in, and most of you are putting the work in, and you're very deserving of it. So let's start with Thecla and see what the messages are. So first of all, I want to pull you from the power deck and see what one of your messages are. And I'm not sure how the sun is pertaining to this, but virtue is often one of those passive qualities of power. When you pull back the bow, preparing to set the arrow and define your target, you use the strength, the will, and the focus that you have collected within the part of yourself called virtue. Virtue is where you find inner truth. It's a place of illumination, and as that radiance grows within you, it becomes integrity. Without virtue, there is no inner balance. Virtue comes from the unknown, quiet things that you do for the world and for other people. That is so lovely and very true. Okay, so we're With each virtuous act, your spirit shield becomes stronger and more beautiful, integrating the symbols of your inner life. However, like the deer, these symbols tread softly. Virtue marks your path for the other side, and like the one who walks last, the virtuous person is in a position of power. Walk in beauty and virtue, as power often arrives quietly. I love that. Yeah, when we recognize, a lot of times we don't even have to use our voice. If we're in situations where things are unfair, sometimes just a look, and people truly know when they're coming from a place of integrity and virtue or not. So let's see what is going on in terms of some of the messages. We got the Hangman. I like using this as a thing. So I'm going to go one card at a time, because here's messages I'm hearing. I'm hearing in stillness you're going to receive messages about your innate gifts and qualities that you're going to be able to hone to get these gifts. Now, what some of them are, and you have to drop restrictive perceptions on what is possible. I have to do that at times too, because if I think I have to set parameters for time, I can only accomplish A, B, and C, or get messages from this person or portal or information, then we put restrictions. So if you just let yourself know that by good routines and habits, you can break all those conventional boundaries. I hear this group, I hear you're very clairsentient. I feel that you can feel what others are feeling. When you walk in a room, you feel those emotions. I feel you're naturally empathic as it is. But when you really tap in, you can almost read the face like a grid. Like you can read it like a temperature, a barometer. Right away, you know who is feeling what. And later, the whys can also come in through, it's very odd. That's when clairaudience comes in and you start to hear the whys. That's one of my most innate qualities is I'm clairaudient. I hear actual sentences when I start to channel. That's what I hear. I hear stream, and I actually have to slow it down because it can come so quickly. But yeah, you have this clairsentience, and also you have an ability to connect because of your high emotional intelligence, how to sort of weave through any of those labyrinths of heavier thoughts and conversations that most people don't want to even touch, like say the loss of a loved one. I feel like that it took me pretty much into my 30s to be able to gracefully navigate those waters, because a lot of people try to avoid death, and I feel unfortunately a few of you in this group have lost a grandparent or perhaps a parent or somebody in the last few months, and I'm sorry for who that pertains to, but I'm feeling that there were some illnesses, there was some dementia, some cancers and things like that. And I'm fortunate enough that my understanding is I don't see people so much as being born and dying as entering and then going to a new existence. I feel there's continual life all the time. I have super clear pictures of past lives and people in it. That's how else can you explain when we recognize someone to be a friend or a soul sister or things like that to that measure and that extreme, and we just automatically know. I feel you have that gift too, where you can pick out your soul tribe, and you're going to be able to do that better and better. And here's your here's the energy that's going to come in for you, and I love this, the Knight of Wands. You're going to start to clarify and simplify what direction you want your life to take, because you're going to realize that when you're just your natural self and you act authentic, others gravitate towards you. And I feel like you're a natural orator. You're an excellent speaker anyway. And right now, I feel like you're only going to acknowledge things that give you personal power and growth. You're discarding and purging all the people, places, and things that drag you down or take energy away from you. You simply don't need it anymore. You don't need validation from anybody. You have big plans and you're going forward to meet those. And that's part of your gifts and your messages you're receiving from your spirit tribe, is you no longer have to hem in your gifts to fit any known diagram, that you're just on your own mission, and it's really beautiful. You're realizing you have discerning ambitions. You're going to speak up for yourself. You're stepping into your creative power, and you're going to go for it, and you're really listening. Another thing that I'm hearing too is you're going to be able to anticipate others' sort of emotional mindsets, moods, and moves as well. So in your place of work or whatever, if you feel that there are a couple creepers or people that are not well deserving of things, you're going to kind of know how to navigate those waters peacefully. And again, all through your virtue, that's very important that you always keep, your head above the virtuous waters, right? It's a thing that does give you in your strength. When you come from that place of integrity and love, nobody can backchat anything that you do, because everything is honest and above board, right? So that's what your guides want you to know right now, that you're stepping into your true power, and you're just taking it back. You're no longer going to stay in any of those murky waters. You're defining who it is you really are and what it is you really want, and you're not going to settle for less, which is beautiful. So that's you guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and don't forget to press like and subscribe. And thank you all my regular subscribers and watchers. I really appreciate you guys. All my links are down below. I'm outside right now, so I'm just watching for gusts of winds and animals and squirrels, because this is their little habitat too. They like to come hang out in my cauldron. So all the links down below to private reads, to my Instantgo, and also check me out on Instagram. I'm on Sparkrist11. We do all kinds of fun things over there, and my Patreon page. Thank you, patrons, for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everything. Go check it out down below. There's lots of really, really cool things down there. And now we're on to number 2, which is Dakini, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. I have literally just gone on, I just jumped on Intuition Express, and I don't even feel like I'm operating anymore through any, I'm totally detached, which is wonderful. I'm just allowing whatever needs to happen lately, because I feel like if I leave the day open and I just do what I feel is necessary when it's necessary for any client, for any family member, it's just sort of coming to the fore. And that's what's going to happen with you. You're going to have reason, and you're going to be able to adjust. You're really malleable. You're really flexible in your time, which is fantastic. It's very important to know that time is cyclical. You're always going to have enough time, and to really, really tap into that. And your message right now from your guides too is silence. Before making a decision of power, move into that place of silence and serenity deep within you. Sit anywhere, close your eyes, and follow your breath in and out. On the third inhalation, take a breath down to your belly and locate your place of power, your shaman center. Just below your navel, visualize your place of power holding the golden sun, a disk of radiant brilliance within you. Observe the silence like a deer in a misty marshland. If you're in pain, use your consciousness to find where the pain lives in your body. Then move into that pain and beyond it until you find the essence of silence. In the silence lives your sacred witness. That which sees all and knows all and is all that you are. Power is born within silence. Absolutely. When we slow down and we can listen to our body's cues and our mind's cues, miraculous things happen. Okay, Six of Cups, beautiful. So I feel like some of your natural abilities right now is definitely you have some clairvoyance. You actually can see events. It's like, I feel like you have a strong imagination, and this is for quite an artistic group where you're very visual. You're able to just sort of put pieces together, colors, sacred geometry, things like that. You're highly visual. So when somebody's talking to you, you can read inside those words and really see what they're trying to piece together, and you get the entire picture. Also, I feel like you are quite good at some people call it prophesizing, some people call it future telling, but what I think it really is, fortune teller, future telling, is using common sense and some prescriptive actions that lead up to that, where you can actually, with our energy, we can navigate, engage pretty closely what's going to happen. If we say something, we pretty much know how somebody's going to react, and vice versa, if we pay close attention. But I feel like another gift that you have is being utterly and completely in the present. I believe you really enjoy a good work of art, a beautiful flower, something that tastes wonderful. So you're very present. And people that are acutely present notice all these little details, all these little gifts from the universe: a bird, a sound, an animal, a totem, a number, a synchronistic event. I feel like you are going to be a master at recognizing these synchronistic events. And when we do that, our capabilities kind of shift, because then we realize, okay, it's like a roadmap. And when we follow it, when we listen to our inner voice, our wonderful intuition, when it speaks up to us, it takes on a whole different thing. It takes on a whole different navigational system. And we are naturally led to the places we're supposed to be, because we're listening to our inner voice, we're listening to our guides, we're listening to our spirit team, and that's who we want to be listening to. We've silenced the ego, and now we're on the soul's path, which is beautiful. And I feel like you're excellent at recognizing that. This is beautiful, and I feel like it's also going to bring you your abundance that you're seeking and that you've already set the path down for. It's now returning to you in abundance, however you quantify that. I believe monetary, yes. Family, I feel like that's going to regain some balance. I feel like there were some skirmishes within your family. I feel like there were fights over sort of like who's spending more and who's spending what, and what income belongs to who and how it should be spent. I'm hearing that quite strongly. And that can be a drain, you know what I mean? When people work hard for their money and I don't know, I'm feeling when they want a new carpet, when they want a new dining room table or whatever, when that is lessened or treated like it's not as important as a partner's wants and needs, it can be very, very distracting, right? But I feel now that you're going to be able to get your needs met. And also, I feel like the things that used to be important to you aren't necessarily so anymore. Some of the materialistic things, you're just releasing, you're realizing time, peace of mind, quiet, and some creativity time, and some lovely time with your animals and family that's not hurried is how you quantify abundance. And that's really beautiful. Wow. So that's your message, you guys. Lovely, lovely. I'm glad this is coming for you, because you've set the groundwork for it and you're deserving of it as well. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. And don't forget to press like and subscribe. 1 sec, I gotta have a sip of my water. I don't have the type of camera that starts and stops very easily right now because I'm outside. So if you, yeah, okay. I'm like, and I took a sip of water and went totally blank. I'm just looking at the card. I'm so happy to be outside. I'm like, oh, it's outside. Hooray. So yeah, don't forget to press the little notification bell. That will let you know when all the new videos are up. And thank you to all my regular subscribers. We're climbing. We're almost at 20,000. At 20,000, I'm going to have a really fun giveaway. I'm going to do internationally. You can't gift away items, but I can do reads. So I'm going to do a fun thing for that. And the continental US, I'll run a separate contest as well to thank you guys. I'll do all kinds of fun stuff. Also, yeah, if you want to check me over on Instagram, Sparkrist11, it's the same as my Etsy store, but you just add 11 at the end. I'm going to be running some fun contests on there as well, and it's a fun group over there. So yeah, check out everything, my private reads, my Instantgo. If you ever need a quick text back tarot inspired read, I can do that within the hour. I love that service. It's wonderful, and everything's down there in my Etsy store. I'm going to be posting some more new jewelry today. I have every single onyx New Year's Chinese zodiac animal on there now, and also in tiger eye as well. So fun. So that's you guys. Beautiful energy. Yeah, beautiful gifts coming upon you. Next is Freya, the goddess of discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. That's very true. I mean, I used to be, oh yes, I'll give you a ride. Oh yes, I'll take you here and there, and just exhaust myself doing favors for others. And when you do that, you don't always get the right mix there. So really be discerning. Courage. Action takes courage. We often feel like a fish out of water, separate and different from the world around us. But fish out of water can learn to swim in a new air of consciousness and with new purpose in life. Perhaps an identification with objects and clinging to addictions that keep you feeling separate from the source of your power. Perhaps it is not only dependence on drugs, sex, or alcohol, but also addictions like fear of failure, the need for approval, or the fear of desertion. Discover your own power and meanings by having the courage to give up any of your addictions. Then live your power with courage. That's really beautiful and true, because now is a time of the purge. I feel like everybody pre-spring, they get rid of all those emotions that don't serve them, all those things that they hang on. And hanging on sometimes to fear and disappointment is a form of addiction, but you need to disregard those and release them so the new can come in, okay? Because look at this. This is the gifts that are being offered you right now. This is amazing. I just want to put these two together because they both came up, King of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. So I feel like some of your natural gifts right now is you have some this group too has some clairaudience. I feel like you hear things definitely. And when you slow yourself down and you're quiet, especially when you're in a loving place, because the Queen of Cups is all about a beautiful, emotional giver, a giver. They want to see everybody is taken care of, but they also care for themselves. They get in a lovely receptive state so they can receive their gifts, and that's what's going to start to happen to you. You're going to realize, hey, I am a person of value and substance. I need to slow my roll with how much I'm giving out and get in a lovely receptive state. When you get there, that's when you start to receive your messages from your spirit team. And I feel like a lot of it will be through sounds. I'll feel you'll be having ringing in your ears, but you'll be getting messages that just sound like, yes, now is the time. Short phrases, things like that, that will prompt you to move at the correct time for the results that you're seeking. Because I feel like you're on the precipice of receiving the benefits of all the groundwork you've been setting. I feel like you have been doing beautiful envisionment processes. You have been absolutely been coming from a place of yes, that you know, and you're acting as if, and these things are coming. That's part of your power and your gifts right now too, that you intrinsically believe these things are due to you because you have set the groundwork, you have great intentions. And when we do that, and it comes from a place of, beautiful integrity and love, those things are gifted to us, but we have to get in a receptive state. If we're always like, well, it's very hard to not do a lot for others and then be like, hey, where is my time? And you know what I mean? So you're stepping back from that. You're doing some reading, you're doing some meditation, you're doing some lovely groundwork, which is then going to boomerang this back. And that's when you're lovely. This is all about creations and creating abundance however you see that. But I also, for some of you, I see that your gifts right now is you have some good ideas that can turn into valuable income very swiftly. You used to think it was doubtful because you saw it as a hobby or just as something fun, but guess what? This is definitely could be a very lucrative source of income from you. So start networking, and also only bring this up, I'm hearing very clearly, to people that have always been supportive to you, people with big open hearts and creativity in their own realms, because sometimes non-creative types, if they're too logic, they try to do the friggin' I'm like the math chart, whatever that thing, they try to do your, how much money you're going to make in this and that and how much materials cost. And what the thing is, they get a defeatist attitude. People that really think in numbers, they don't have the creative spark sometimes to put that on the back burner, because really, how do we quantify the cost of something that we create from nothing? You know what I mean? And that's the one thing that you will learn to be able to do, is your time plus materials and things like that. And I feel like that's going to come through to you, because some of your gifts right now is your creativity just bursting through. And I love that. So you are going to hear these messages and have follow through, which is beautiful. I love that for you. So that's you guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And don't forget to press like and subscribe, and also the notification bell, so you know when all the new videos come up. If you press the little gray arrow, that will bring you to all my links below everything. Here comes if you guys can hear it, I'm going to be quiet for a second. All the geese are flying. They fly over our house. We're right near a beach. Can you hear them? They come in the big V's. My son loves them. Here they come. Hooray. Doesn't it sound really unique and cool? I was hoping they'd come. I live near a bird sanctuary, and we have remarkable things there. So that was so nice. I'm so excited. So anyway, all my links are down below. Go check them out. My Etsy store, my private reads, every single thing. So love and light to you guys. Thank you. And really embrace these new powers that you're stepping into. Once we release things we don't need, then we receive things we do need, which is beautiful. So happy Chinese New Year.